Hello, mom friends. Are you excited for our first craft for moms only? I bet you are. Okay, I'm going to teach you a neat trick. These are foam dice that I use a lot in the classroom with the kids, and you probably have used them with your kids at home or something similar. And I'm going to teach you a neat trick to make it into something you can use to decorate your own house. And it's going to look super cute when it's done. We're going to use balloons, and you can use any color balloons to do this. We're going to use white balloons, and once you know this trick, you can make all kinds of cool stuff. So you're going to take your balloon, and you're going to cut off about that much of it. So just the end. You're just going to snip, it's gone. And you're going to use your fingers and stretch it out. Just like that. You can even make the sound. Then you're going to take your balloon and your dice, and you're going to go right over the top of your dice, just like that. Cool, huh? And you can kind of see through it like this. So we're actually going to do the same thing with another balloon. So stretch it so that it's flat all the way around, just like that. And now you're going to take another balloon that I've already cut the end off of and do the same exact thing. And I think I'm just going to do it the same exact way. Ta-da! Same thing, make sure it's flat all the way around. Just like that. And you will be left with the top that looks like this. And I like to trim it down with my scissors so that you get it as low as it can go. We're going to cover that with a piece of vinyl at the end, but you're still going to have it. It's going to look like that, and that's okay. You may have one side you don't like as much, but the rest of them are smooth as silk. So you're going to do that same thing with 3 more dice. 2 balloons on each dice. Go ahead. Stretch away. Ta-da! 4 perfect cubes. White, like brand new palettes to work on. Okay, you ready for the next step? Here we go. Okay, it's time for the next step. And I'm going to use a dry brush and a little bit of black paint to make these look not so shiny and white and maybe more rustic and farmhouse. So I'm just gonna take my dry brush and a little bit of black paint, and I'm just gonna apply it to the edge of my dice. And I'm gonna use a paper towel and kind of blot it off. Kind of like that, and I'm gonna go all the way around until I'm happy with the way they look. Just go ahead and blot away your stress. Okay, for the next step of our project, I am going to use a dry brush and some black paint, and I'm gonna go around the edges of my blocks on each side and make them look less shiny and white and more rustic and farmhouse. So I take my brush and I dip it in black paint just a little bit, and I start going around the edge of my block. Kind of like that. Can you see what I'm doing? Kind of around the edge like this. And then I'm going to take a paper towel and kind of wipe it all around so that it looks kind of old and farmhousey. Kind of like that. Until I get the look I'm going for. So I'm going to go all the way around my blocks and make them look rustic and fun like that. It's a good way to get out some of your stress. Makes them look more like a wood block and less like a foam block. If you don't like this, you don't have to do this part. You can just leave them shiny and white. It's totally up to you. one block is done, and I'm gonna do the other 3, and then we'll move on to the next step. Happy painting and blotting. Okay, so after you go around all the sides of all 4 blocks, they should look something like this. Much more rustic and fun. And you can see the possibilities with these are endless. So now that you know the technique, you'll be able to make whatever you want. These would make a good gift for someone, or you can put them all over your house and spell out all kinds of different things. All right, after they dry, it's time for the next step. Okay, our blocks are dry, and it's time to do the fun part. It's time to use this. And this is vinyl. And I think it's gonna be pretty easy to transfer from here. Sometimes you might need transfer tape to get everything to transfer over, but we're gonna try to just peel it off and stick it on and see how it goes. So there's a pretty specific way you have to do these in order to make sure you spell out all the words correctly, since it spells out a bunch of different things in my example. I'm gonna start with my first block, and I'm gonna start with the letter S. So I'm gonna peel it off, just like that. And I'm going to put it right on my block. Like that. Awesome, right? Okay, so my S is going to eventually spell out snow. So I'll show you one whole set. And then I'll tell you where to put everything correctly so that it spells out right. So I'm going to take the N. And I'm going to put this guy right in the middle. Just like that. SN. Next one. The O in snow is actually going to be the snowflake. So I'm going to do that one next so you can see. This one might be tricky to remove, so you have to go real slow and gentle so you don't break one of its pretty little snowflake arms. Okay. I take it off. And put it right in the middle. Ta-da! And W. W and the M are probably going to be the ones you have to make sure when you put them on, you put it all the way to one side so they'll fit on your block. The sizing was tricky for those letters. To show you what they look like. You can see it spells snow. Okay, so in the directions, I am going to put what combination of letters you need to put on each die so that they spell out all the words correctly. So make sure you check that before you stick them all on, because they'll be hard to get off if you stick them all on and you have to peel them all off. But I will be back in a moment and show you what it all looks like. Happy sticking!